Chairman Grassley and distinguished members of the caucus. On behalf of Secretary Napolitano and Assistant Secretary Morton, I'd like to thank you for the opportunity to discuss ICE's efforts to combat cross-border smuggling organizations and the illicit proceeds used to fund their criminal activities. ICE has the most expansive investigative authority and largest force of investigators in the Department of Homeland Security. We work closely across agency and international boundaries with our law enforcement partners at the foreign, federal, tribal, state, and local level, creating a united front to disrupt and dismantle transnational criminal organizations. This is aided by our large footprint. With over 60 ICE offices worldwide, our domestic and international network of agents all work in concert to target transnational crime. I'd be remiss if I did not mention the recent brutal attack on 2 of our agents who were shot in the line of duty while on mission in central Mexico in late February. Special Agent Jaime Zapata lost his life, and Special Agent Victor Avila was seriously injured in the service of our country. Sadly, this tragedy is a stark reminder of the dangers confronted every day by our nation's law enforcement officers. I want to stress that our working relationship with fellow law enforcement and civilian agencies in Mexico remains extremely positive and well coordinated. One example of this is the Binational Criminal Proceeds Study, which was released in June 2010. This study, organized by ICE and commissioned by DHS, was prepared in collaboration with the Mexican government and other federal agencies and underscores our shared commitment to fighting transnational criminal organizations. The study reveals the means by which transnational criminal enterprises move criminal proceeds from the United States into Mexico and beyond. The information outlined in the study, including critical assessments of money collection sites, transport routes, choke points, enables the United States and Mexico to target our law enforcement operations strategically and more efficiently and effectively utilize our investigative resources. Beginning in March 2009, ICE, through the Border Enforcement Security Task Forces, or BESS, targeted considerable resources at the southwest border to combat bulk cash, drug, weapons, and human smuggling. And in fiscal year 2010, we initiated more than 15,000 investigations along the southwest border, an increase of over 16% from the previous fiscal year. With the aid of the $600 million supplemental appropriation passed last summer, ICE now has 1/4 of its personnel assigned to the southwest border, more agents and officers along the border than ever before. And in August of 2009, ICE established the National Bulk Cash Smuggling Center. This center identifies vulnerabilities and disrupts the flow of illicit bulk cash not only along the southwest border, but globally. In its short existence, the center has provided direct case support to ICE offices, resulting in the seizure of approximately $160 million, 89 arrests, 23 indictments, and 27 convictions. I also draw your attention to the successful ICE-led investigation, Operation Pacific Rim. PAC Rim has resulted in the dismantling of one of the most powerful and sophisticated bulk cash and drug smuggling super cartels in the world. This super cartel was responsible for an estimated $24 billion of cocaine that entered the United States. That's nearly half of the cocaine that was smuggled from Colombia into the United States between 2003 and 2009. The investigation, which first began with the seizure of $41 million in bulk cash concealed in shipments of fertilizers, expanded to 3 continents, culminating in the arrest of cartel leadership and the seizure of 3.3 tons of cocaine and more than $300 million in cash and assets. Finally, as I discuss in my written testimony, a trend being favored by money launderers and smugglers is the use of prepaid and stored value cards. This emerging cash alternative makes the challenge of smuggling heavy stacks of cash nearly obsolete for the smugglers. They are not subject to U.S. reporting requirements, are widely available on the internet, and often carry very high load limits. We are focused on informing and educating the law enforcement community on the specific vulnerabilities associated with these cards. We're working hard to get that message out to our law enforcement partners and at domestic and international money laundering conferences. As a result of our efforts, our partners are now reaching out to ICE when they encounter these cards. Thank you again for the opportunity to appear before you today and for your continued support of ICE and its law enforcement mission. I appreciate your interest in these important issues, and I'd be pleased to answer any questions at the appropriate time.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.